Hey guys, this is Julie from Crafty Beach on YouTube, and I have a spring Dollar Tree DIY. We're going to use one of the Dollar Tree wood rounds, and I want to cover this with fabric. I found some great floral fabric from the Dollar Tree. I love the colors on this, and I'm going to combine it with a spring sign to make a really pretty spring wall hanging. So you can use fabric from the Dollar Tree, similar to you can use scrapbook paper. They don't really have a lot of variety in that at Dollar Tree, but they have lots of variety in fabric. I just lay it on the back of my fabric and trace it out with a marker so I'll know exactly how big to cut this circle down. And I find it a little bit easier to go ahead and cut it before I attach it to the sign. And there it is, our little backdrop. Isn't that fabric gorgeous? I love the salmon color mixed together with the blues. I like to incorporate blues with my spring DIYs, and this is perfect. To attach it, I'm just gonna put a healthy coat of matte Mod Podge down. I also get those little bottles of Mod Podge like that from the Dollar Tree. It is great because they don't dry up or anything like that before you use all of it. So I lay it on there using a dry paper towel to smooth it out. And if I have any fabric overlapping the edges, I can just quickly go ahead and trim that off. We have a great background for our spring sign. I was trying to decide if I wanted to frame it out, and I thought it probably would look better that way. So I'm using some of the Dollar Tree brown rope. This is the thinner one of the two, and I'm just gonna frame this out. Since it's kind of a thin sign already, this will make it feel a little bit more substantial. It will also seal in any of the raw edges of the fabric all the way around. I just add hot glue to the rope itself, and I'm adding that to it. I love bordering things with rope. You could do this also with the nautical rope, but I find that the brown rope I think goes a little bit better with spring. So that looks pretty good. If you add a little hot glue, you can kind of mold where it starts and stop there. So you don't really see the transition. And then I'm just going to use my lighter to burn off any fuzzies for our backdrop sign. I do have to poke a hole in the fabric. I'm just using a Cricut weeder for that so that we can make a hanger for this. And I'm gonna also add some wood beads. I picked up some white wood beads from the Dollar Tree. So I just feed some twine in here from the back. I like to knot mine in the front. I find they hang a little bit better that way. And I'm just going to add some white beads, a couple here on each side, and tie it off on the other side. Now, this sign is looking really spring, but I'm going to add another sign to it. This is one of the spring signs from the Dollar Tree that says life is beautiful. I'm going to go with that salmon color that was on my backdrop and paint the sign everything. The flowers, the writing, everything, that salmon color with acrylic paint. It's just easier to paint everything, and then you can go ahead and paint different things, different colors. I thought I would try to stain the writing with some Antique Wax by Waverly. And so I just use a makeup sponge and I go over the writing. I'm also going to go over the flowers. I wanted a very like shabby chic look to this. So we're going to do lots of distressing on it to make it kind of go with the vibe that I wanted. Once I get it stained, I go over it with some ivory paint, and I'm just dry brushing that, trying to bring out a little bit more character in the sign itself. And then I want to add it to my spring sign. I did notice that it was a little bit hard to read the brown and the salmon color together, so I will brighten that up a little bit just to make it a little bit more noticeable. I do like the Antique Wax by Waverly, but I think it could be a little bit easier to read. Since this was a hanging sign, I just tie a little twine into a cute little bow, and I attach that over the hole here. It's a great way to disguise those without leaving an open hole on your sign. And I decided to just distress it more with ivory to bring that out more, the flowers and the writing, so it would be a little bit easier to read. I think that's better. What do you think? But I do still want it to look distressed and fun, so I like the fact that there's a couple different colors coming through. It really makes it look older, and I love the idea of the salmon color watering can. I think it's really pretty.